Hello and welcome to Ann Arbor, Michigan. This is Will Yang with WCBN Sports Radio live from Crisler Arena. Today we have a matchup between the Houston Baptist Huskies and the home Michigan Wolverines. The Wolverines are finally returning home to Crisler Arena after a long road trip including 3 games in the Bahamas for the battle for Atlantis and ending with an impressive road win against NC State in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. The Huskies of Houston Baptist University are also coming off a close home win against in-state rival Rice. Michigan is 2-0 against Houston Baptist. The last time these teams faced off was in 2013, where the Wolverines blew out the Huskies. Today, I am joined with my friend and colleague, Matthew Cox. So, Matthew, what are the main keys to this game for the Wolverines?
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of it. The game against NC State was a big one for the Wolverines. A great road win by the Wolverines. They didn't shoot that well from 3. That's something they're used to, a way to win for them. They only shot 35% from three-point land, but they were able to get it done. And I think a big key for this game, though, is the guard play. Derek Walton got hurt in that game against NC State, so we'll have to see how Abdur-Rahman gets it done, how Spike Albrecht gets it done, bring it up the court for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Derek Walton's been a key factor to this game, and it'll be interesting to see how the Wolverines can adjust without him. What do you think? What are the different kinds of plays we'll see from Rahman and Albrecht, who are the backup point guards?
Yeah, I wonder if they're always going to be bringing the ball up the court. Now, I know Beeline doesn't necessarily run that basic guard up the court and start an offense. He runs a lot of passing around the perimeter. And I think Karis LeVert, being such a great player for the Wolverines, will take over the game. And we're hoping that Walton's lack of presence will be made up by everyone else.
Yeah, another thing I've noticed is that Beeline likes to play a lot of different big guys, and we've seen a lot of different people start at the 4 and the 5. Who do you think he'll be leaning on this game, or who do you think has been playing well lately?
I think he primarily starts with Ricky Doyle, and there's good reason for that. He is the largest Wolverine out there, both muscle-wise and height. Though Houston Baptist is not necessarily that big, nor was NC State in that game. So that may have been a reason they were able to be successful, unlike the matchup against Xavier where they had to go up against 2 bigs. Houston Baptist doesn't have that here, so I wonder if Beeline will go as deep. I don't think so. I don't think he will have to.
Another name we haven't mentioned yet is Moritz Wagner, the freshman from Berlin, Germany. We saw a lot of him last game. Do you think he'll get more playing time today?
Oh, well, you know I'm a big Mo Buckets fan. Moritz Wagner from Germany. I would love to see him get some minutes, and I think he will. I think this is going to be a game where the Wolverines are able to take over and dominate, and I'm sure a lot of players will get good minutes in this game.
Yep, and the players are taking the court right now. Starting for Houston Baptist, on the floor we have Anthony Odunsi, number 2, Jordan Strickler, number 13, number 15, Reveal Chukwujeku, number 5, Coulter Lasher, and at center, number 44, Josh Ibarra. And for the Michigan Wolverines, at point guard is filling in for Derek Walton is Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman, Aubrey Dawkins, Zach Irvin, Karis LeVert, and at center, Ricky Doyle. So it looks like Ricky's getting the start, just like you said. We'll see how he'll hang with the smaller Houston Baptist lineup. Hopefully he should be able to dominate on the glass.
Yeah, it's interesting. Abdur-Rahman's out there to start, so obviously got the nod over Spike. He had 25 minutes last game once Walton went out. Spike only had 5.
Yeah, and Spike is coming off an injury, so we'll see how much time Beeline will put him in. And the tip-off just happened. Number 2 has the ball, and that's Anthony Odusi for the Houston Baptist Huskies. Now Chukwujeku has it at the top of the key, swings it to the side, back to Strickler. Coulter has it, gives it down low in the post to Ibarra, passes to Coulter, misses the layup, gets his own rebound, and then misses again, and Ricky Doyle has the rebound, and the Wolverines are out on the break. Karis LeVert has the ball, he's carrying it to midcourt. He's looking around, now gives it to the point guard, Rahman, who's looking to set up the offense. Gives it to Zach Irvin in the corner, swings it across the court. Now Aubrey's got it in the other corner. LeVert at the top of the key now, takes a pick from Doyle, shot clock's running out, drives it himself, contested layup, and it's good.
Great move by Karis LeVert there, finding the right side, able to get to the glass and finish well.
Now Houston Baptist is setting up their offense. In the corner now, Coulter's got it, brings it to the middle, looking, passes to Anthony Odusi, dribbling himself into the corner, guarded well by Rahman, double team, swings it to an open Jordan Strickler, but he loses it out of bounds, and it's Wolverine ball.
Unlucky play by the Huskies there. Found an open man, but unable to grab it. Michigan able to create the turnover, get the ball.
Now it looks like Houston Baptist is bringing a little pressure, backs off. Rockman's bringing it up. Now Aubrey Dawkins has it in the corner, gives it to Levert now at the top of the key. Nice cut by Irvin, catches the ball, takes a jumper mid-range and misses. Houston Baptist bobbles the rebound, and the ball will remain in Michigan's possession.
A good look by Zach Irvin there. He hasn't been shooting that well so far of recent. He shot 1 for 6 from 3 last game against NC State. Now Duncan Robinson was able to get it done and make up for that, but Irvin's not 100% yet, we don't think. That's why the shooting might be down.
A quick pass outside to Levert, shoots the 3, and it's good, and the Wolverines are up 5-0 now.
You know who is shooting well? Karis Levert, that's right. Easy open look from 3, and he hits it.
Now the Huskies are in their offense. Jordan Strickler's got it in the corner. Dishes it to Odunsi. Looking, trying to get it inside to the center. Ibarra swings it back out. And it's tipped by the Wolverines. It will remain Houston Baptist basketball.
Houston Baptist having a tough time getting it down low well so far. Wolverines' arms are up and in their face. Doing well so far on the defense.
And the ball is inbounded to Strickler. Drives baseline, takes a tough jumper, doesn't go. Rebounded by Levert, and the Wolverines are running again. Levert's scanning the field, got it at the middle. Back to Dawkins outside. He drives in the lane, takes a jumper, and it falls through.
Silky smooth by Aubrey Dawkins. Great job by Levert to secure the rebound, run the court, and then find the open Dawkins, cutting to the middle and hitting the floater.
Now Coulter Lasher on the Huskies has it, driving against Dawkins. Makes a little space for himself, misses the mid-range jumper, rebounded by Doyle.
Now that'll be common from the Huskies. Lasher does like to shoot those mid-range games despite being a big man. Misses that one, though.
And Levert, spot up 3, no good, rebounded by Ibarra.
I don't like that play by Levert. I know he's hot early, but that was 2 seconds into the shot clock. He's got to slow down a little.
And Michigan gets a steal right back, and Muhammad Ali Abdul-Rahman's bringing it up the court. Screen by Doyle, drives to the left side. Nothing there, gives it back to Irvin, and he's got it again at the top. Gives it to Dawkins in the corner. Dawkins is now scanning the court. Dribbles, passes to Irvin. Now Levert's got it. Oh, and a cut by Dawkins. He was wide open, but he was fouled on the layup. We'll see 2 free throws from Dawkins coming up.
Great cut, you're right, by Dawkins. Found the open space right below the basket. Kind of got stuck, though. Pass was caught just under their basket, but he got bailed out. 2 Huskies defenders were all over him. Able to go to the line, though, for the Wolverines, shooting the first free throws of the game.
So how do you think Abdul Rahman's been doing filling in for Walton so far?
It's early, but I think he's doing his job. I think the Huskies on offense aren't going to really push the Wolverines to their brink, and I think defensively, Walton is a rather good defender, him along with Karis Levert. I think Rahman fills in that gap, unlike some of the other Wolverines, and I think that's why he's out there right now.
And Aubrey Dawkins made both free throws. The score is now 9-0. Michigan Wolverines are up. And Houston Baptist now has the ball. Odunsi brings it up the court. Swings it to Coulter in the corner. Coulter takes a screen from Ibarra. And kicks it out. And it's intercepted by Zach Irvin, and the Wolverines are on the break. And gives it to Abdul Rahman for a wide open dunk. It's 11-0 now. And the Huskies of Houston Baptist have called a timeout to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, great move by Rahman to get to the basket. Great defense by the Wolverines so far. I mean, they haven't given up a bucket. It's 11-0, and we're 3.5 into the game almost. Creating turnovers left and right. Those lanky arms down low are out. Karis Levert, we all know, has lanky arms. Ricky Doyle getting a hand to that ball and pushing it out for the Wolverines and able to convert in transition. The Wolverines look great so far. I mean, that's what we would have expected, though. Houston Baptist is not the greatest opponent they've played so far, though they are coming off a good game against Rice. Now, to mention from that game against Rice, Odunsi had 26 points for the Huskies, and he's done nothing so far. It hasn't even looked like a threat. Of course, it's early. We're 3 minutes into the game, but he's got to pick it up for the Huskies for them to be involved, or even a real opponent for the Wolverines here today at Crisler.
And timeout's over. Houston Baptist inbounds the ball, and Odunsi is bringing it up the court. Swings it to Lasher in the corner. Lasher scanning the court. Back to Chukwunjukwe in the top. And now it's Inibaro in the post. Nice post move against Doyle, but it's a miss. And looks like there's a foul on the court during the rebound. And looks like it's on Aubrey Dawkins, loose ball foul.
Unfortunate move by Aubrey Dawkins, but slows down the Huskies' rhythm. They were connecting a good couple passes there.
Huskies now inbounding the ball. Lasher's got it on baseline. Passes to Odunsi on the top of the key. Scans, swings it to Strickland in the corner, and he makes a baseline jumper, and the Huskies are now on the board.
Yeah, he made a good move there. Dawkins, though, cheated up a little, tried to get the steal, missed, and he left him right open.
Wolverines now in their offense, and a foul on Chukwu Jeku defending Levert, and that's his first.
Careless foul there by Chukwu Jeku. Wolverines able to get the ball on the baseline now. Irvin will inbound it.
So what happened on that play that allowed Houston Baptist to score?
Yeah, I think Dawkins was cheating a little too hard and got caught red-handed with it.
And an open three by Irvin. It's no good. Doyle fights for the rebound, but Odunsi grabs it in the end, and the Huskies are on the break. Odunsi looks like he's taking it to himself, and it's a charge. Offensive foul on Odunsi. That's his first.
Interesting play by Odunsi. He had some space to run the court, and I think he could have gone to the basket. And he jumped a little early as if he was going to lay it in and then toss it outside to Lasher, though called with the charge there. Great move by the Michigan defense to cover after they were out of position.
The score is now 11-2. The Wolverines now have it in their offense. Swinging it around, Dawkins has it. Now Irvin has it at the top of the three-point line. Gives it to Doyle in the post. Doyle looking to post up Ibarra. Lefty skyhook, and doesn't go, and the Huskies are now on the break. Strickler has it now in the corner. Gives it to Ibarra in the post. Right back at Doyle. Misses. Dawkins rebound.
Unfortunate look from the Huskies. We're able to get it down low, but just missed a little pip and pop shot there.
Dawkins brings it up, and he's called for a travel, trying to make a move against Strickler.
Yeah, Dawkins got himself stuck there. He drove right away to the right side and got in a good position, but stopped and picked up his dribble right away and wasn't able to keep up with his momentum. He was moving a little too fast and dragged that left foot down low, able to the refs called a travel, and a good call. We're here at the under 4 timeout, 15:25 remaining in the first half. The Wolverines are up 11-2.
So the Wolverines look like they've been dominating so far. And the Huskies have looked pretty sloppy on offense, committing a lot of turnovers. Do you think there's something they can do, or do you think it's an adjustment they can make to help them get back in the game, or is Michigan just a far better team and this is just going to be how the game will go on?
That's a good question, Will, and I think a lot of fans coming in knew this is one of those games where they expect their Wolverine players to get the job done, and that's what they're seeing so far, so there's no surprise. But it's nice to see it as well. It's nice to see them come out and dominate as they did. After they lost that game in the battle for Atlantis against UConn, they came out and kind of played a not too great Charlotte 49ers team and dominated, put up 100 points against them. And I think that's what we're seeing here early on. Not the greatest of scoring, a couple missed shots down low by Doyle, but they're getting the job done on defense, only giving up 2 points so far, just when Dawkins was cheating a little too hard. Otherwise, great defense. I don't see Houston Baptist making this a terrifically competitive game that comes down to the last minute and the last possession. But I'm sure they'll pick up their shooting here. I don't expect the Wolverines to shut them out to 10 points for the half. You know, they're going to pick it up. They're going to find a way. They're going to drop some shots.
Yeah, you mentioned Odunsi for the Houston Baptist Huskies is their leading scorer, but today it hasn't really looked like he's been doing any scoring, really, and he's been very passive. Do you think that's what their coach is telling him in the huddle, to be more aggressive? What kind of adjustments do you think you'll see Odunsi make? Yeah,
he has been a little passive. You're right. On the one take where he got called with a charge, like I said, I think he could have gone up with it. And I think he might be a little nervous coming into Crisler. I mean, Houston Baptist plays in an arena that seats 1,000, and they're coming into Crisler now. It's got to be a big deal for them. If he starts distributing the ball a little better than he did, he'll do a fine job. But I think you're right. He's a good shooter. He's their best player. He's got to come into this arena and decide, hey, I'm going to take some shots and lead our team.
The players are now taking the court after the timeout. Looks like the Wolverines have made a few substitutions, including Spike Albrecht now at the point guard, Duncan Robinson for Aubrey Dawkins at the wing, and Moritz Wagner at center. And the Huskies have made no substitutions. All 5 of their original starters are still on the court. The Huskies now have it in their offense. Odunsi has it at the top of the three-point line, scans the court, looks to post up Ibarra. He has it now at the high post, gives it back to Odunsi outside. Hard hedged by Wagner on D. Now Lasher has it in the corner. Strickler. Odunsi drives the lane, spin move, blows by, and it rolls in.
That's the Odunsi we expected to see. He made a great move on the left side of the block there and got down low, spin move, and a wonderfully beautiful layup into the bucket. 11-4.
Now the Wolverines have it. Levert in the corner, gives a move, swings it out, flare screen for Albrecht in the corner, drives and kicks it out to Duncan Robinson. Back to Spike Albrecht. Shot clock down to 5. Levert now has it. Crossover, and he drives to the lane, and good.
Karis Levert getting it done. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Double crossover, drives to the lane, finishes with the left hand. Unbelievable.
And the Houston Baptist Huskies are right back in it. A quick mid-range shot by Jordan Strickler falls through.
Great shot by him. I mean, he just found his way into the middle of the lane and hit the little floater from the free throw line. Where was the Michigan defense on that play?
Levert at the top scanning, swings it to Irvin at the wing, back to Duncan Robinson. Albrecht now has it, and he's looking, gives it to Mo Wagner at the top, gives it to Levert, gives him a screen. Levert driving, looking, weaves his way to the basket, and it's blocked by Ibarra, but a foul.
Karis Levert, again, at the end of the shot clock, finding a way to get in the lane and put up a shot. Now, that one didn't go. It got blocked, but he was also fouled. So he's getting himself to the line, and we know how good of a shooter Karis Levert is from the line, shooting about 89% so far this year. Great move late in the shot clock.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of penetration by the Wolverines, which is something that has really helped their offense. And looks like some Huskies are now subbing in. Number 10, Trey Patterson, in for Stickler, and number 33, Isaiah Robinson. Levert shooting his second free throw. He's had a high percentage this year, and the second one is good too.
All-around great play by Levert, and John Beeline's going to sub him out right now. Rockman's checking back into the game, so both Rockman and Albrecht on the court.
Yeah, so a small lineup for the Wolverines.
Not a surprise, though, because the Huskies aren't very big themselves. Only one guy who's going to see the court that's over 6'9".
A hard screen, or a hard head, excuse me, by Wagner. Coulter Lasher drives, air ball layup, very contested, and looks like it's off the Huskies, Wolverine ball.
Kind of a weird play there, just trickled out of bounds after a very badly missed layup. Spike Albrecht will take it up the court now.
And it looks like the Huskies are applying some pressure, as the Wolverines try to bring the ball up. They beat it pretty easily, and they're in the flow of their offense now. Zach Irvin has it near the block M, takes a screen from Wagner, drives, and the refs call a moving screen on Wagner.
You know what? I'm not surprised. Wagner is all the way up there at the top, and he does move around quite a bit. John Beilein, not a fan of that. Immediately subs in DJ Wilson. No high five for Wagner as he takes a seat on the bench. Beilein a little stern with him early on in this game, despite the Wolverines' lead 15-6.
Yeah, it looks like on the sideline, Beilein is giving Wagner some words of advice, telling him not to move during the screen.
You know, the rules might be different in Germany.
And Odunsi kicks it out to Patterson. Now Chukwunjukwe takes a jumper at the mid-range, rebounded by DJ Wilson, who has now subbed in for Morris Wagner. Wolverines on the break. Zach Irvin drives, fakes, pump fakes, passes to Wilson. Wilson now shoots a fadeaway jumper, and it's good. What a nice shot by DJ Wilson.
Beautiful by Irvin, too, to get in the lane and then take his time. He thought he was going to get stuck, found the open DJ Wilson. DJ Wilson, great move, like you said, banks it in.
And right back to the Wolverines. A traveling call has just been called on the Huskies.
The Huskies can't get anything done on the offensive end right now. It's kind of sad to see them unable to put anything together. Called for travels, called for offensive fouls, giving it away. Wolverines getting it done on defense, I suppose.
And Spike Albrecht is bringing it up the court, pressured by Trey Patterson of the Huskies. And DJ Wilson's got it now. He swings it to Zach Irvin in the corner. Passes to Duncan Robinson. A deep three from the top of the three-point line. Doesn't go in.
Little heat check for Duncan Robinson from last game where he went 5 for 7 against NC State.
And now the Huskies have it. Trey Patterson's got it in the corner, defended by Spike Albrecht. Gives it to Odunsi at the top. Screen, and it looks like the refs called a blocking foul on the hedge on DJ Wilson, kind of similar to what we saw with Moritz Wagner.
Yeah, Moritz Wagner does the same thing. I think all big men from Michigan are really coached to give that big hedge, and you can see some of the assistants helping DJ with that move right now on the bench as they go for the timeout. And that's a staple of the John Beeline defense, to get those big hedges. Every once in a while, there's going to be a call. It looks like Mark Donnell has take off his sweats. He might check in. Karis LeVert's just gone to the scorer table. He might check in as well. I like that Beeline's putting a lot of guys in the game. I think he realized once he went up really quickly, 11-2, that there was going to be an opportunity for a lot of guys to get a lot of minutes, and I like that it's kind of a revolving door. Not necessarily that it's punishing the players if they mess up once, but he's able to give a guy who makes a mistake on the court to come onto the bench, talk to them for a minute, and he'll get him back into the game.
Yeah, John Beeline has a very positive reputation as being a great player developer, and it looks like we're seeing some of that now just in this game. And revolving door is an interesting word to describe it, and it really does seem like that. We're seeing a lot of the big men getting a lot of playing time, but also even playing time. They're all playing about the same minutes this game. How do you think that'll play out as the game goes on?
You know, I think that's been a staple so far this season of John Beeline, and not that it's normally of his usual technique, though you did mention I like that, like you said, John Beeline is a great player developer, but I think specifically this season he hasn't found the big man that's going to play for 30 minutes of the 40. So it's nice to see every single player get equal minutes, and I'm sure that will continue throughout the game as Michigan holds this, double-digit lead, and I would expect that to increase throughout the game. So I would expect similar playing time. Now, Ricky Doyle normally gets the nod to start, but I think all Michigan Wolverine fans know that doesn't mean that he's ahead of DJ Wilson or Moritz Wagner necessarily, or Mark Donnell as well.
And transitioning from the big men to the guards, how do you think, now that we've seen almost half of the first half go by, how do you think Abdul Rahman and Spike Albrecht have done in filling in Derek Walton's shoes at the point guard position?
I think that's a good question. I think Rahman is doing well so far. He obviously had that quick steal and got the dunk in transition that was beautiful. But they haven't had to do too much so far, and I think that's the main thing. This isn't really a game where you're going to see the Wolverines tested because Walton's not in, which is good for the Wolverines. They do have a game against SMU coming up on Tuesday. That's a bigger test. Hopefully Walton will be back for that one.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, both Mark Donnell and Cam Chapman are seeing their first minutes on the court. And the Huskies have the ball. Patterson drives, kicks it out to Colton Lasher on the wing, scans the court. Back to Chukwunjukwe at the other corner. And a hedge by Donald. Finds the wide open Isaiah Robinson for the dunk.
Isaiah Robinson was able to get himself left alone there down low. Just a little misunderstanding from Donnell on a switch. Donnell into the game, noteworthy for DJ Wilson now.
Yeah, great vision on that pass there. Now, Karis LeVert has the ball. Gives it to Abdul Rahman. Dribble drive over two defenders, misses the layup. Donald gets the rebound, but it bounces off. He loses it, bounces off the Huskies, and Michigan retains possession.
Abdul Rahman with a good move to get down low. Just put it a little too high off the glass, though. Donnell was in position to get the rebound. Normally had an easy two, but just lost the handles. Michigan able to recover, though. Has the inbound down low.
Yeah, good to see that aggression, though, from Rahman. Quick inbounds play to Chapman. Misses a mid-range jumper.
Chapman with his first minutes now in the game misses his first shot. That's all right.
Yeah, that's interesting. Chapman was someone who started a lot for the Wolverines at the beginning of the year, and now he's one of the last guys off the bench.
Yeah, and it was kind of like that last season too, right? Chapman wasn't as great as a lot of people expected, and so he's got to really earn his minutes.
Wolverines fast break, gives it to Duncan Robinson with a quick wide open three, but it rims out, and there's a foul on the Wolverines during the rebound.
Robinson getting encouragement from his teammates. They know how he's a real streaky three-point shooter, just like Nick Stauskas was early in his career with the Wolverines. So got to give him a little encouragement when he doesn't hit those wide-open threes. Hopefully get in his rhythm soon. 0 for 2 so far today.
Yeah, I know it's early in the season. We haven't seen much from Robinson, but do you think he could be as great a shooter Stauskas was for the Wolverines?
Yeah, you mentioned it's early, and he has shown a couple games where he's hit like 5 threes, which is similar to what Stauskas did when he was first here. I don't know that he has a great force defensively that'll make him the same overall player that Stauskas is, though his stroke sure is pretty similar, pretty pure to Stauskas.
And a traveling violation just called on the Huskies, Trey Patterson. And some substitutions are happening. Looks like Donald's hitting the bench, Chapman's coming out. And the starters, Aubrey Dawkins and Ricky Doyle, have returned for the game.
Yeah, good move by Beeline. They weren't getting it done so far, and like we said, it's a revolving door. Whoever's doing well needs a minute of coaching. Beeline will make that switch.
Now Ricky Doyle passes to Duncan Robinson on the wing. Swings it to the other wing to Aubrey Dawkins. Aubrey gets it back, dribbles, backs it up, hands it off to Levert, who's now commanding the offense, takes a screen from Doyle, weaving through the lane, kicks it back out to Rockman. Rockman manhandled by Patterson, drives to the lane, no good, rebounded by Doyle and puts it back in.
A great move again by Rockman to get down low and get the layup, just missed, but Ricky Doyle is able to clean up the garbage and put it in. 19-8 Wolverines, 10:45 to go.
Yeah, great rebounding by Doyle. That's something that Michigan struggled with. Steal by Levert, fast break, dunk, no contest. Easy buckets for the Wolverines.
Paris Levert's length, a huge part of that play right there. Able to tip a finger to it, sprint out, grab the ball, run it down the court, and slam it home. 21-8 for the Wolverines.
And now the Huskies trying to answer a deep three by Asa Cantwell, who just subbed in, seeing his first minutes. He is the Huskies' leading three-point shooter with 10 threes on the season.
Yeah, look for him to keep coming in off the bench and hit that important three for the Huskies. Able to cut it to 10 now.
He's now guarding Duncan Robinson, debatably Michigan's best three-pointer shooter. Karis Levert drives, kicks it out to Robinson. Robinson dribbling, and just pulls up from downtown, and it rims out again. These are all close misses from Robinson,
yeah,
but he hasn't hit one yet.
You're right, that was halfway down, and I agree with his decision to take it. Not much movement by the Wolverines on offense. He had a little room. He likes that spot, but just misses.
Yeah, he's the Wolverines' best three-point shooter. He's got to keep shooting that. And a three goes down. That's Alex Fountain on the other end for the Huskies.
The Huskies now hitting two in a row, cutting it to only a 7-point deficit. 8:25 left in the first half.
Let's see if the Wolverines can answer. Robinson's got it in the corner. Back to Doyle at the top. Hands it off to Levert. He's trying to, at least. Levert's got it on the block M. Takes a screen from Doyle, goes the other way, and is called for a reaching foul. That's on number 11, Caleb Creighton, who we're also seeing his first minutes on the court.
Yeah, mistake by the Huskies there to guard Levert that high up. I mean, he got one step and beat him. If it wasn't for that foul to slow him down, he would have had an easy layup because he blew by the whole defense there.
And some substitutions happening. Number 5, Coulter Lasher subs back into the game. And Zach Irvin is back after starting the game for Michigan. And Zach Irvin now has it in the corner behind the arc. Directing the offense, dribbles left, penetrates, lefty layup, good. And he was no match. Asa Cantwell was no match for Zach Irvin on that play, looks like.
Yeah, great move by him. Came all the way around from the right side and finished on the left. Needed that bucket.
Now, the Huskies have it in their offense. Trey Patterson trying to blow by Levert, doesn't see anything, gives it to Cantwell. A deep three, and it goes in. He is their shooter.
You know, that's what some people call Jimmer range, if you remember Jimmer from BYU. A good couple feet behind the arc and hit that one. Two threes here early on for him.
Yeah, he's really been the spark plug, it looks like, for Houston Baptist. We'll see if he gets more playing time.
Yeah, giving them a little life, but the bench isn't really getting into it. They need to get a little more excited about this. They're only down 6.
Yeah. And a moving screen called on Doyle.
There you go. There's your excitement. The players up off the bench after that one as they get a turnover on the foul there from Ricky Doyle. Silly mistake. Now, only down 6 with 7:17 left in the half. Michigan has kind of slowed down here.
Yeah, the Michigan offense has been pretty stagnant, like you said. And, you know, maybe this isn't the cupcake game we thought it would be. Michigan did lose some what fans thought would be an easy game against teams like Eastern Michigan and NGIT. You think maybe this could turn out to be one of these, at least become a close game?
Yeah, it's surprising. I mean, I guess I wouldn't expect this. You're right. That's something that happened to the Wolverines last year, where those losses early in the season. Though I don't know that the Huskies look that great so far. Yes, Cantwell has stepped in and hit 2 threes in a row and cut the lead, but it's early as well. 7:17 left in the first half, and I think the Wolverines will pick it up, get in their rhythm again, start scoring again. A couple missed threes by Robinson have slowed the offense a little, but they'll get back into it.
Yeah, you mentioned Cantwell, who's come off the bench, and he's already hit 2 threes. One of them incredibly deep and just hit the bottom of the net like it was nothing. Do you think we'll see more playing time from Cantwell?
Yeah, I would expect him to come back out on the floor after this TV timeout because you're right, as you mentioned, he's the spark plug right now for the Huskies. He's all their offense. They have to go through him. They have to see if he's got a hot hand for today and utilize it.
Yeah, he kind of does remind me of Jimmer Fredette, you mentioned. Very small player, though. You think Michigan will try to capitalize on him when he's on defense?
I think you're right. They can make some adjustments and have someone else defending him. At first, it was Duncan Robinson, who we know is not the world's greatest defender. Duncan Robinson got subbed out, and they put Zach Irvin in. If Cantwell comes back out, I wouldn't be surprised to have Zach Irvin on him again, or maybe even Karis LeVert to make sure he doesn't get those open looks.
Yeah, and it looks like he is coming back onto the court. Someone who's deeper on the depth chart, but it looks like the Huskies are playing him a bit more. And yeah, you mentioned it'll be interesting to see who Michigan puts on to guard him, but also who the Huskies decide to have him guard, because he is the smallest player on the court, and we saw how Zach Irvin could easily take advantage of him. So it'll be interesting to see who Michigan puts on him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Irvin, Rockman, Dawkins, Doyle, and LeVert are on the court right now.
Yeah, the 5 starters for the Wolverine are back on the court. Houston Baptist is bringing up the ball. Dunsi has returned to the game. Swings it to Lasher. Lasher dribbles, hands it off. And Odunsi has it back at the right wing. Looks to pass, and Cantwell has it double-teamed. Passes it inside, a strong move. No good. Rebounded by the Huskies, but that doesn't fall either. And now Ricky Doyle has the rebound. Michigan is on the break. Rockman's dribbling, weaving through, kicks it out to Dawkins in the corner. Excuse me, that's Zach Irvin who has it now. Drives to the middle, kicks it out to Dawkins. Dawkins open 3, and it goes.
Great move by Irvin to cut to the inside and find the open Dawkins on the perimeter. Bangs it home. A needed 3 for the Wolverines, up 26-17.
Yeah, that's a good shot for Aubrey Dawkins, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, he's up to 7 points now on the night. LeVert with 11.
Looks like Michigan comes out with a zone. Caleb Creighton drives mid-range jumper. It goes, and it looks like there's a foul too. So an and one opportunity for the Huskies here.
Yeah, Creighton with a good move. He also on the missed opportunity on the last possession was the one who got the layup down low, found some open space and put something up. Just missed it though, and then the Huskies unable to convert. They got the offensive rebound and missed that as well. And then Michigan got out in transition and hit that 3. A kind of a missed opportunity for the Huskies to keep this lead kind of close though. Going to the line right now, Huskies could cut it to 6.
Yeah, the foul was on Karis LeVert. Looked like it was a reaching foul on the shot, and he was getting an explanation from the ref. Creighton misses the free throw, so only 2 points from that exchange, and Michigan has it now. LeVert controlling the ball at the top, swings it to Abdul Rahman, and now Irvin has it in the corner, dribbles to the middle, gives it to LeVert in the left corner, screened by Doyle. Irvin directing traffic. Doyle now has it as he goes away from the screen. Now Dawkins has it, takes another screen from Doyle, looks for the roll, and a traveling called on Dawkins. It looks like he bobbled the ball. Bad mistake by Michigan.
Yeah, Dawkins out on the perimeter called for his own screen with Doyle as if he wanted to pull up and shoot it from deep. Now the shot clock was running down. Got a little cocky there and then lost the handles on the ball. Travel turns it over.
Yep, and he is immediately subbed out for Duncan Robinson, and he's getting some words from Beeline. Looks like Morris Wagner is going to the scorer's table. Looks like he'll check in for probably Doyle. Houston Baptist now has the ball. Odunsi takes a screen, dribbles past the hedge, gives it to Strickler in the corner, and he hits a 3.
Unbelievable. Houston Baptist is now 4 for 4 from three-point range, and they're keeping themselves in this game. It's 26-22, 5:30 left in the first half.
Yep. There's only a 4-point lead for Michigan. Maybe this isn't the cupcake game we were thinking we were getting ourselves into. And almost a steal. That was Creighton on LeVert. Duncan Robinson wide open in the corner. And this one rims out too. Another close miss for Robinson. He's been shooting it well. They're just not falling, it looks like.
Could have brought some energy to the Wolverines, but unable to hit it in the corner. A little disappointing. He hasn't made one yet today. So Huskies go down and travel once again. Another offensive turnover by the Huskies, and Wolverines will get it back. No damage done.
And with that dead ball, Morris Wagner is subbed in for Ricky Doyle. And Abdul Rahman slowly bringing it up the court, defended by number 30, Jordan Strickler. Dribble handoff to the corner to Levert. Levert dribbles to the middle, takes a screen from Moritz Wagner, takes a deep two, doesn't fall, rebounded by Coulter. And the ball goes to Odunsi, drives, kicks it out to Strickler in the corner. Strickler drives, nothing, defended by Robinson, gives it back to Odunsi. Odunsi now dribbling against Rockman, crossover and takes a jumper right in his face, and that's good.
There's the play we expected out of Odunsi, a kind of a Karis LeVert kind of move, double crossover and then pull up and take the shot. Great move and banks it kind of off the back of the rim and in.
And Michigan now only leads by 2. The score is 26-24, and we're feeling some energy in the arena from the Huskies fans. Irvin kicks it to Levert in the corner, and that's a good three.
Finally energizes Crisler with the Karis LeVert three in the corner. 4:02 left in the first half, 29-24.
And that was a big three. Looks like hopefully that will stop the potential Huskies comeback, but we'll see if the Huskies can answer here. Odunsi now has it, defended by Rockman. Looks like an isolation play. Nope, he gives it to Strickler. Now Strickler, guarded by Irvin, gives it back to Odunsi. Takes a screen. Misses a wide open shooter, but gives it to Coulter now, who's defended by Robinson. Takes a deep three. It's blocked by Robinson, and the fast break is going. Abdul Rahman to Robinson, a wide open layup, and Wolverines now leading by 7. It's 31-24.
Great block on the perimeter, and then 3 quick passes to get it to the bucket. Duncan Robinson gets an easy 2 points, a needed 2 points for him. His first field goal of the day, an easy layup. Wolverines, great defensive play, great move in transition, getting it done.
Now, Huskies trying to answer mid-range by Strickler, doesn't go. Rebounded by Levert, and he's pushing the ball. Up-tempo, back to Robinson, wide open three. This one, and it finally falls for Robinson. That's a three.
Robinson in transition, book it. Finally knocks one home, a much-needed one for him. Slows down the attack for the Huskies. Now back up to a 34-24, 10-point lead for the Wolverines.
Yeah, it looks like all that nervous tension is finally vanishing. Everyone looks more calm now, just looking at the student section. Maybe this is the cupcake game, but I don't want to say that.
Yeah, it's a little early, I would say.
Yeah, there's a lot of fight in the Huskies left. We've seen that so far. It looks like the Huskies are making some substitutions.
They got a little complacent on offense, I must say. They had hit a couple threes in a row and then have taken some pretty poor shots, expecting them to fall, as they did earlier in the half. Missed a couple opportunities, and then Karis LeVert, when he grabs those rebounds, you know he's going to go. Attacks right away, runs past half court, finds Robinson in transition and hits that three. Whenever he grabs the rebound, look for him to explode and try to have the Wolverines capitalize in transition.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of that run was created in transition, and transition is created by great defense, getting a steal or getting a good rebound. What things defensively have you seen Michigan do to stop the potential Huskies run that we were seeing happen?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. They're stopping those runs and getting in transition. The Huskies have 8 turnovers on offense already. That's quite a few to Michigan's only 4. And they're capitalizing, like you mentioned, moving fast and moving hard.
So what do you think? So now looking in the huddle, Houston Baptist coach drawing up some plays. What do you think they're going to do? They had some success, as we saw, getting a run together. What do you think they'll do to answer this Michigan run that we just saw?
I think they need to slow Michigan down as opposed to focusing on their offense. Now they need to take more quality shots. Fading away a lot on some of these recent shots, taking a lot of longer threes because they were hitting some early on. But they need to focus on their defense. If they can't get back on defense right after a missed opportunity, they're not going to beat the Wolverines because the Wolverines are ready to go. Karis LeVert commands that offense as soon as the ball is in his hands, and he is out of the gates fast. They need to slow down the Wolverines to stop this little run they've made.
And the player we talked about the last time out, Asa Cantwell, was taken out after Michigan defended him. He didn't even see the ball again. Do you think we'll see more of him, or was that just a spark that we saw and Michigan handle it?
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's coming back out on the court, and I think you're right. Michigan may have handled it for the couple minutes enough that he needs to find the bench, get a rest.
Now the Huskies have it after the timeout. Odunsi brings it up the court. We'll see if they can do any of those things we mentioned during the timeout. Coulter drives, against Robinson. Passes it to Odunsi again, guarded by Levert. Looks to try to post up, but swings it back to Strickler. He's guarded by Zach Irvin. Now gives it to Chukwunjikwu, who dribbles back to midcourt. Oh, a wide open in the post. Tries to pass it to Coulter Lasher, and that's a turnover for the Huskies.
Isaiah Robinson was the one open down low. That was Wagner's man after he hedged outside. Able to recover and stop the offense, though.
Now Michigan has it in their offense. Looks like kind of a motion offense. Zach Irvin has it, gives it to Levert at the top of the key. Backs it up, commands the offense, takes a screen from Irvin. Shot clock running down, pulls up for three, rims out, but looks like he gets his own rebound. And now Zach Irvin has it and gives it back to the point guard, Abdul Rahman, who's setting up another play. Gives it to Robinson in the corner. Levert now at the top of the key. Swings it to Zach Irvin, who scans the court, drives baseline to the left, and a push-off call on Irvin. Offensive foul, Zach Irvin.
That's a questionable call. Zach Irvin made a good move to get down low into the left post. And I wouldn't necessarily say that was a push-off, more as he was getting hard to the spot, and the Huskies player just flailed off because he wasn't as strong as Irvin's move.
And so far, both teams have entered a scoring drought coming out of the timeout with 1:30 left in the first half. Odunsi now takes a screen from Isaiah Robinson, and looks like there's a foul on Moritz Wagner on the head. We saw that earlier. It looks like he's getting called for the same foul again.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing to see the bigs, him and DJ Wilson, get a similar call early on, and right away Beeline turns to the bench, and Ricky Doyle is going to check in for Wagner. Beeline's talking to him already.
Yeah, some of that pedagogical skills of Beeline showing early.
Odunsi to the line to shoot 1-and-1 for the Huskies. 1:33 left in the first half, 34-24 Wolverines.
Now, Odunsi, you mentioned the leading scorer. We were seeing if we wanted to see if he could get going, and he really hasn't yet. Do you think he's going to try to be more aggressive?
Yeah, and I think he wasn't necessarily on this play, though. If he can get the line like he does, he's kind of their Karis LeVert in terms from the free throw line. Just hit both right now. He's up to 6 points on the game. He had only like one or two plays where you're right. He's driving and commanding and deciding to shoot, but I think he'll get it going in the second half. Only a minute and a half till halftime. They'll talk about it.
The Huskies coming out in a 2-3 zone. First time we've seen any of that today. Robinson takes it in the corner, pump fakes, drives, kicks it back out to Rockman, swings it to Levert, who weaves around. Behind the back pass to Irvin on the three-point line. Irvin drives, takes a shot, but it's rejected by Lasher. Gets the rebound and shoots a three. That's good for Zach Irvin.
Zach Irvin with a kind of hesitation look for the two-point jumper. Got blocked easily. Picked it up right away. No shot clock was going down. Turn. Throws up a crazy three and hits it.
Now the Huskies down 11, trying to answer. Colton Lasher now has it on the wing, commanding the offense. Takes a screen from Robinson. Gives it to Odunsi in the corner. Odunsi drives and called for a travel. He was trying to dribble through traffic and looks like he took an extra step.
That's the 10th turnover for the Huskies, and another one by Odunsi himself. Driving in and travels. He can't be doing that anymore. The Wolverines will capitalize whether he travels or whether they get him stuck in the lane.
We're now under the 1 minute mark with 38 seconds left to go. Huskies still in the zone. Abdul Rahman drives, takes a little floater, doesn't go in. Rebounded by the Huskies, and now they're on transition. Strickler takes it and kicks it back out to Odunsi. And there's only 25, there's a 2-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. So it looks like Huskies are holding it, trying to wait to get one of the last shots of the half. Odunsi's now dribbling in midcourt. Looks like he's starting to make his move on Levert. Hesitation dribble, takes a jumper, and it's good, right in Levert's face.
Wow, impressive. Took 2 steps inside the arc and hits the long two.
5 seconds left now in the half. Abdul Rahman drives, spin move, takes a layup, no good, rebounded by Huskies, and that's the end of the first half.
Now, an impressive move by the Huskies late. Odunsi finally made up for some of the moves in the lane he hasn't made, hitting that long two. Cuts it to 37-28 to the Wolverines, a 9-point deficit for the Huskies. Though the way the game started, we thought that would have been much larger at the half. The Huskies had a little couple-minute period where they hit three threes in a row. Cantwell hit 2 of them and was hot. But the Wolverines have kind of tapered it back. They've held them in check. Forced 10 turnovers by the Huskies and making points in transition.
Yeah, we've definitely been seeing a battle, and more of a battle than a lot of us have expected. Stay tuned for the second half. We're signing off now. This is Will Yang and Matthew Cox for WCBN Sports Radio. Welcome back to Crisler Arena. This is Will Yang alongside Matthew Cox with WCBN Sports. We're about 1 minute left until the second half starts. The Michigan Wolverines lead the Houston Baptist Huskies 37-28. And this has definitely been a close battle, closer than a lot of us have expected. Matt, what do you think are the keys to the second half?
Yeah, I think the reason it's close is because the Huskies are shooting lights out from three. They're 4 for 4. That's not a lot of shots taken, but they've making every single one. That's 12 points right there. But the reason the Wolverines are still up is the points in the paint. And normally when you say points in the paint, that means the big men are getting it done down low. That's not necessarily the case here. Wagner has 0 points. Doyle only has 2. Wilson only has 2. Donnell has 0. He was only in for a minute. What it is, where it's coming from, is driving in the lane. Karis LeVert taking it down low. Zach Irvin down low. Abdur Rockman even had a layup or two, especially in transition. And where that's following is if those guys are missing, which has happened a couple times, that's where Doyle has his 2 and Wilson has his 2, are those second chance points. The Wolverines, 8 second chance points to the Huskies only having 2. The Huskies are in the game because of those 4 threes that they hit in a row there to cut the lead to only 4 at one point. Michigan got it back up to 9 at the end. And they're looking good now. I would expect to see a lot of rotation of players in the second half, as we saw in the first, but they need to pick it up. Duncan Robinson went ice cold from 3 for a while, where he went 0 for 4. As you mentioned in the first half, all close misses. He hit one at the end to get back on his streak of shooting, but he needs to be hitting most of them for 3 for the Wolverines to really break away from the Huskies here.
And the Houston Baptist players have taken the court. Looks like the 5 players will be the same 5 that started the game. That's Anthony Odusi, Jordan Stickler, Reveal Chukwunjeku, Coulter Lasher, and Josh Ibarra. And Michigan's still in the huddle. Looks like they're trying to break off. And it looks like it will be the same 5 for Michigan as well. That's Muhammad Ali Abdul Rahman, Zach Irvin, Karis LeVert, Aubrey Dawkins, and big Ricky Doyle down low for the center position.
Yeah, let's see how long Ricky Doyle stays in the game. Not too many minutes in the first half. Went 1 for 2 shooting. Grabbed 4 boards, though, and that's key to the Wolverines. They're not a big rebounding team, but they lead the battle so far 16-14.
And Michigan's set to inbound it. Looks like Abdul Rahman's going to inbound it from out of bounds right at the half-court line. Talking to the ref. And the ball is passed to Karis LeVert and given back to Abdul Rahman, and we're on our way to start at the second half. Aubrey Dawkins now gets the ball in the corner, gives it to LeVert, middle. Quick dribble move, in and out dribble, weaves through the paint and gives it back to Dawkins, who returns the ball to LeVert. Takes the screen on the left from Doyle, drives over a double team, nice floater, and it rims out and rebounded by Lasher of the Huskies.
Little miscommunication between LeVert and Doyle. I think Doyle thought it was an alley-oop as opposed to a little floater. Jumped a little early to get the rebound instead. Missed opportunity for the Wolverines.
And Colton Lasher drives baseline, dishes it to Ibarra, and it's knocked out of bounds by Zach Irvin. So now, remain in the possession of the Huskies.
That would have been a big play for the Wolverines on the other end if Doyle's able to get an alley-oop slam dunk, but he just, as I said, miscommunication between the two and unable to get it done. Huskies now with the ball on offense.
Ibarra has it at the high post, gives it back to Odunsi at the top of the block M. Takes a screen, looks for the roller, passes it to Chikwunjuke, who gives it to Ibarra, and an easy layup down low for Ibarra.
Yeah, Ibarra with a great move down low, a strong move. He is a big, muscular guy down low on Doyle, and Doyle was no match that time as he's able to get it to trickle in.
And the Wolverine lead has been cut to 7. The Huskies come out in a 2-3 zone. Aubrey Dawkins shoots a 3 and 8 long, it rims out, rebounded by Odunsi. And he brings it to the other end. Stopped by LeVert, double team, kicks it to a wide open Stickler in the corner, and 3 rims out, rebounded by Abdul Rahman. And he's looking to push the tempo. Drives against Stickler, kicks it out to LeVert. LeVert drives now and kicks it back to Rahman. Rahman passes up a 3 to drive once more, and looks like he's fouled on the dribble by number 30, and that's Jordan Stickler.
Now the Wolverines were getting into a decent offense there, but on the last play where Dawkins took that long 3, it's because he saw the 2-3 zone and had that open spot in the wing, but he took it too early. He didn't try to get anything else and took it right away and missed.
And Dawkins, who you just mentioned, gets the inbound, swings it to LeVert, who dribbles at the block M, swings it to Dawkins gets it back in the middle to Rockman. Now back to Dawkins, back to Levert, swings it to Irvin on the other side. Irvin drives, penetrates, kicks it to Rockman, gives a three, contested. Doyle with the rebound over 2 Husky defenders, and he puts it back. Nope, it's a miss. Doyle missed what looked like an easy layup, and the ball is off the Huskies, so Levert will inbound it with a fresh shot clock. And Duncan Robinson is now subbing in for Aubrey Dawkins, an early substitution in the second half.
Yeah, Levert with a questionable three, pretty deep and contested, but Doyle's in perfect position and has to finish that layup. Lucky that the Wolverines got the ball back.
Yeah, Doyle's been struggling with easy putbacks this whole season.
Yeah, though in good position, we should know, and did a good job to secure that board.
Wolverines trying to break this 2-3 zone. Irvin drives into a double team, kicks it out to Levert, swings it to Rockman. Rockman scans back to Levert. Levert drives baseline. Now he's dancing at the corner, gives it to Irvin. Duncan Robinson, pump fake, takes a three, and that one goes down.
Money from Duncan Robinson. Great move with the pump fake. Steps right coolly and flushes the three.
And now the Wolverines lead 40-30, a more comfortable lead. Now Colton Lasher of the Huskies now has it, gives it to Ibarra down low, and an offensive foul called against Ibarra. Looks like when he was trying to fight for position, he hooked an arm maybe. So it's a big foul for the Huskies.
He looks surprised. I mean, why was he that open down low? Got a layup, but it's because he pushed off. Doyle looked like he was out of position, but actually was fine as Ibarra called with the offensive foul.
Now Abdul Rockman's got it, commanding the offense, gives it to Levert. Huskies are still in the zone. Looks like Michigan's trying to put something together to break the zone. Looks like there's a little confusion. Zach Irvin now has it at the top of the key. Passes out to Levert. Shot clock running down to 5. Irvin passes up an open three late in the shot clock. Passes to wide open Duncan Robinson, and that's good. Downtown, another one from Duncan Robinson.
That's why Irvin passed up the open three. He was searching for Robinson in the corner, and he found him. Big three from Robinson. That's 3 threes in a row from him going back to the first half.
And the crowd's getting into it too. Colton Lasher drives, easy layup, not really much contest on the help side.
Yeah, lackadaisical Wolverines defense. They're caught up in the fact that they hit that three at the buzzer, didn't play too much defense, and Huskies took that opportunity.
Yeah, Huskies are very much in the game. The score is 43-32 now. Wolverines lead by 11 with 16 minutes left. Abdul Rockman now has it, defended by Stickler, gives it to Ricky Doyle in the high post, dribble handoff to Levert. Levert shoots a three, and that's a miss, rebounded by Stickler, who swings it to Odunsi. Huskies pushing the ball up court, and Odunsi drives, and he's fouled by Levert.
Odunsi's holding his knee after that drive. He made a good move to carry it around the defender, Levert, and get into the lane, called with the reach and foul, though. He's still kind of hobbling, walking around, and holding his, looks like his right thigh just above his knee, but he's going to stay out there.
And that foul is on the dribble, so Huskies are now trying to inbound it. And Odunsi's got it, almost intercepted by Irvin. That was close, but he has it now and gives it to Ibarra, who posts up. Doyle misses, and the ball bounces off of the Huskies, so Michigan will have the ball after the under 4-minute timeout.
In these first 4 minutes, I've noticed that the Huskies are going down low to Ibarra. I think they've realized that they haven't really contested the Michigan defenders down low so much in the first half, and that's something where the teams who have beat the Wolverines, like Xavier and UConn, really were successful, was forcing it down low on the Michigan defenders. They're trying it here early on. They're not having great success, but you have to give credit to them for trying to pound it down there. Ibarra was called with the one offensive foul the one time, misses the layup here. So Ricky Doyle is kind of holding his own, but I wouldn't be surprised to see substitutions left and right, knowing that that's where they're going now.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier in the first half, though, what you called the revolving door of big men for John Beilein, subbing a lot of different big men down low, a lot of fresh substitutions, most guys having equal minutes. Do you think he'll continue with that strategy and try to put someone else on Ibarra, who's been getting a lot of touches, it looks like? Like you said, the Huskies are trying to go through their big men in the paint.
Yeah, I think it's a staple of John Beilein early on is to facilitate that change, though no one has checked in yet, so I'm not surprised if Doyle comes out. He has held his own so far. Ibarra really hasn't put one in, and offensively, he's been there. He had that offensive board. Sadly, he wasn't able to finish the little puppy putback, but he is a factor out there for the Wolverines right now, and he hasn't done anything wrong thus far other than allowing Ibarra to get some shots up, though no success for him. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him back out there, but in typical Ricky Doyle fashion, there's going to be a point where he makes a mistake and John Beeline's going to have to make a change.
Yeah, another player we saw, Duncan Robinson, who didn't even start the second half, but already in the first 4 minutes has hit 2 threes. Do you think he'll continue this streak, or do you think the Huskies have something in them to shut down this explosive shooter?
I don't know what's in the locker room water, but he drank it, and it's really helping him right now. 2 for 2 early on here, and the key thing is he's finding that open space, and the Wolverines are draining the shot clock and waiting till he's open. A couple times in the first half, he hit some, tried to hit some shots with not the greatest separation. This time, he made his own separation in one case where he went with the pump fake late in the shot clock, sidestepped and hit that 3. And the last time, you mentioned Irvin had a wide open look from 3 and decided not to take it, took a dribble right and dished it all the way across the baseline to an open Robinson in the corner who booked it home. Easy 3 for him, and he's back on track.
Yeah, it seems like this zone has really left open a lot of shooters, and Michigan has capitalized on it. It'll be interesting to see next Wolverines offensive possession if the Huskies will come out. And it looks like they're coming with some pressure, making Abdul Rahman's bringing it up, and they're backing up the pressure.
Yeah, there's some token pressure there on the inbounds, but nothing really hard and heavy.
The motion offense has started. Zach Irvin now has it in the high post, but he dribbles out, gives it to Duncan Robinson, who swings it to Abdul Rahman in the corner. Abdul Rahman looks for a screen from, nope, he passes it to Doyle instead. Now Doyle has it at the high post, hands it off to Zach Irvin, dribbles against the double team, powers his way to the lane, and he gets fouled by number 11. That's Caleb Creighton of the Huskies.
Yeah, and Ricky Doyle's back out there. Actually, the whole starting line is back out there, and I think that's a good choice by John Beeline. They were rather successful. Lavert able to take the clock down again late in the possession, and then he goes and attacks the basket, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, you mentioned the starting lineup is in, with the exception of Duncan Robinson, who's in for Aubrey Dawkins. Looks like Beeline's riding his hot hand.
Yeah, and you can't blame him. Sorry I messed that up. But, yeah, of course, Robinson's back in there because when you go 2 for 2, you're not really going to sub him out.
And Levert makes both his free throws. The Huskies now have it. Colton Lasher looks. Ibarra's got it at the top of the key, gives it to Creighton. Creighton gives it back to Odunsi, who's dribbling against Duncan Robinson, who holds his own. Gives it to Strickler, who drives the lane, and it's blocked. And Michigan has it now. Levert now has it, finds an open Zach Irvin, who makes a drive, and reverse layup is good.
Beautiful move. He set up shop on the baseline just left of the key. Got the feed from Karis Levert and makes the power move to go on the opposite side of the glass, right hand up and in.
Now the Huskies are trying to answer now. Gives it to Ibarra in the low post. Mooks move and one against Ricky Doyle. Looks like he was moving his feet. Got a little body on that.
Coach Ron Cottrell really clapping at his big man there. That's exactly what he wanted to see out of him in this half. Finally gets the feed on the left post. Doyle puts his 2 hands up straight up. And now he must have leaned into him a little once he put the shot up to get the foul call. But really no match for Ibarra there. Took care of business. High off the glass and in.
And a substitution for the Wolverines. Spike Albrecht now subbing in for Abdul Rahman, seeing his first time in the second half. And Ibarra misses the free throw, so another 3-point and 1 opportunity missed by the Huskies. And now Levert got the rebound, dribbles it up, gives it to the point guard Albrecht, who gives it to Duncan Robinson in the corner, finds Ricky Doyle at the top of the 3-point line, dribble handoff to Levert, sets a screen for him, and the foul is called. Let's see who it's on. And it's on the defense. That's Caleb Creighton. It looks like when he was fighting through the contact of Doyle's screen, he gave him a little push.
That's Creighton's 3rd foul, and Ibarra's with 3 as well. Ibarra's still on the court, but they subbed Creighton out right away. It'd be good to see Beeline go at Ibarra on the offensive side, since Ibarra's been going at them on the defensive side.
Michigan inbounds the ball quickly. Now Spike Albrecht has it at the top of the key. Looks like Houston Baptist is still in their 2-3 zone, and Michigan's trying to swing it around, move the defense. Ricky Doyle's got it at the key. Gives it to Irvin in the corner, who drives, kicks it out to Albrecht. Albrecht shoots the 3, and that one misses, but Ricky Doyle with the offensive rebound, trying to body up Ibarra, kicks it out to Zach Irvin, and he wants to slow it down. And Levert calling a play, gives it back to the point guard, Spike Albrecht. Swing to Duncan Robinson, deep three, and that one falls. Looks like Duncan Robinson's making it rain in Crisler.
He's en fuego right now from deep range. Spike Albrecht with the quick whip, one-handed pass to him. He had a foot of separation and canned it home.
Now Stickler of the Huskies has it, gives it to Patterson, who has just subbed in. Gives it to Creighton in the corner, jab step, nope, nothing there. Gives it back to Patterson, gives it to Stickler, who enters into the post again to Ibarra, makes a quick move against Doyle, misses. Doyle with the rebound.
Doyle is holding his own now, got that big offensive board, gets the board there.
And on the fast break, Zach Irvin finds Levert. Levert misses the dunk, but he is fouled by, looks like that's number 30, Jordan Stickler.
A good move by the whole Michigan offense there, but particularly Levert cutting to the basket, deep in the post, and gets up for the dunk. Fouled again as he's going up, and that's basically a guaranteed 2-point for Levert, shooting about 90% now in the season, and made every single one today so far.
Yeah, Michigan's getting a lot of good looks in transition, it looks like. And substitution for Michigan, Moritz Wagner subbing in for Ricky Doyle, who's been playing great minutes as of late. And number 15, Reveal Chukwunjekwe, checks back in for the Huskies.
Yeah, John Beeline gave Ricky Doyle a big old high five after that play. He just brought him out for a little rest. Nothing, not because he did anything wrong, but puts his German back in as Ricky Doyle takes a seat, grabs some water and a towel.
Looks like Michigan's coming in with the 2-3 zone of their own. Looks like they're in man. It just looked like it. Anyways, Colton Lasher now has it at the top of the key. No, it looks like they are in a zone. Excuse me. And Moritz Wagner with the hedge. Chukwunjekwe drives baseline, and he's fouled by... It's a reaching foul on Duncan Robinson as the shot clock was running down.
Yeah, not too much there. Robinson caught out by a half step and reaches in as his man was going baseline to get an easy layup. Probably a needed foul because he was out of position.
And Muhammad Ali Abdul-Rahman is just subbed in for Karis LeVert. Looks like Michigan is going with their 2 point guard lineup again, something we saw a little bit in the first half. And now the Huskies have the ball. Enter down low to Isaiah Robinson. Quick pass to Lasher, who drives, shoots a tough layup over Zach Irvin, but nothing there. Irvin gets the rebound as well. And the Wolverines are in transition. There's Duncan Robinson, passes up a 3, drives, looks, gives it to Zach Irvin, who finds Moritz Wagner down low. Reverse layup, no good, but he is fouled hard by Isaiah Robinson.
A great decision, I think, by Duncan Robinson. He knows he's hot, but it was not the most open 3. Able to swing it to Irvin. Irvin enter it down low to Wagner, and he's able to get a good look. Gets fouled hard, so he'll go to the line and shoot 2 for the Wolverines.
It's just great team basketball, great ball movement, it looks like.
Yeah, they've really picked it up. They're up 52-34 now, 12:46 to go in the second half, and Wagner at the line to add 2 more.
It looks like the refs are discussing something, and I'm not sure what's going on right now.
The teams are collecting on the sideline, kind of taking a timeout. Might be that they're checking who the foul is on or whether the time is right. It's the students are starting with the refs have lost control chant. Not really sure what's going on, but both coaches taking the time to talk to their teams, get them under control, and out for the rest of the second half.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not really sure what happened. It looks like it was pretty clear who the foul was on, so it must be a game clock issue. But it looks like the players have broken their huddles. They're returning to their positions as Moritz Wagner lines up to shoot 2 free throws.
Moritz Wagner, not too much of a force in this game, but of recent he has been, and that's why he's earned these minutes right now. If he can hit these foul shots for the Wolverines, that's key because he is getting fouled down low. No, misses the first one, and he needs to hit those as the Wolverines have been capitalizing so far from the foul line. 8 for 8 for today. That's, of course, 6 for 6 from LeVert. You can always guarantee he's going to make all of his.
And looks like substitution for the Huskies. Asa Cantwell, their 3-point shooter, has just subbed back in the game. We'll see if he can provide a spark for the Huskies on offense.
Wagner nails the second one, 53-34 to the Wolverines, 12:30 in the second half.
And it looks like Michigan has returned to man defense, still with their 2 point guard lineup. Now Colton Lasher has it at the top of the key, scans, tries to make a move against Duncan Robinson, but hands it off to Trey Patterson, who now is guarded by Robinson after the switch. Deep 3 by Cantwell, or excuse me, that was number 5. Colton Lasher, and the ball bounces out of bounds after the miss. Looks like it was off of the Wolverines, so the Huskies will try an inbounds play now.
Really deep three by Lasher. He is a big man, but he is known to shoot some of those threes. He misses that one by quite a bit. Lucky the Michigan Wolverines touched it, and they got the ball back.
And a deep inbounds pass to Trey Patterson, who now drives against Zach Irvin. Passes out to Asa Cantwell. Takes a screen, gives it to Coulter Lasher. Tries to enter it in the post, but it's slapped away by Robinson. Spike Albrecht gets the loose ball. Passes to Abdul Rahman, the other point guard, and converts.
Did we just see Duncan Robinson play some defense? He got the steal there after a blocking an entry pass, dishes it out, and the Wolverines score in transition.
Yeah, it looks like Duncan Robinson showing he's more than just a one-dimensional pure shooter there on that play.
That is nice to see.
And an errant pass by Chikwunjukwe, stolen by Spike Albrecht. He's now leading the fast break. Scans, kicks it to Duncan Robinson in the corner, and it goes down. You know he's not missing any more of these.
He's rewarded for his defensive play. Spike Albrecht saw him camping out in the corner as per usual. And as soon as he gets the ball up the court, the one-handed right-hand spike dish to Duncan in the corner, and money again from Duncan Robinson. Beautiful to see him shooting like this now. 5 for 9 after going 0 for 4 early on.
Yeah, it looks like he struggled early, but it looks like that confidence just never left him, and he's shooting lights out right now.
17 points for him. He by far leads the Wolverines on the court now. Karis LeVert does have 18. He's 5 for 10 and 2 for 6 from 3 himself, but he is the spark this second half, leading the Wolverines to a 24-point lead now over the Huskies. 58-34 with 11:23 as we are at the under 12 timeout.
Yeah, just this past few minutes, the Wolverines really extended the lead. It's like you said, it's a 24-point lead. You think this is it? Do you think the Huskies have any fight left in them? There's one half of the second half left to go.
You know, the students are into it now, doing their typical Blues Brother dance. Everyone's feeling good right after a big Robinson three, and after he's played some solid defense. The Wolverines are getting them to have turnovers. The Huskies have turnovers on offense. They're up to 13 now, to Michigan's only 5. That's 3 this half and 2 as of recent. I don't really think that the Huskies can come back into it now. The Wolverines are in a comfortable driving position. The only thing they need to watch out for is that play down low. Now, we have to note that the Huskies did do all right in the first part of this second half, and that's because their big men down low, Ibarra was doing well against Doyle. He's subbed out because he had 3 fouls and hasn't been in the last couple minutes, and that might be a reason why the Huskies aren't scoring right now. If he comes back in, which I would assume he would soon, yep, he's coming out on the court right now. He might change it up for the Huskies and slow down the Wolverines' offense, as well as put up points for the Huskies.
Yeah, like you mentioned, their big man is coming back in the game, and the Wolverines are still in the huddle. What do you think Beeline is telling this team right now?
To keep doing what they're doing, right? I mean, they're doing everything right so far. They're playing great defense out on the perimeter because they haven't had to do much down low as of right now. Hands are up. That's always a favorite of every coach, is when the hands are up on defense. Getting the steals. Duncan Robinson had a steal. I mean, come on. What's going on here? And then the movement in transition and hitting those threes. Gosh, Beeline loves when those go down, and who doesn't in Crisler?
Looks like Cam Chapman has subbed in for the Michigan Wolverines. This is the first time he's seeing in the second half. Duncan Robinson stays in the game, as well as Moritz Wagner, Abdul Rahman, and Karis LeVert for the Michigan Wolverines. The Huskies now have it, entered in the high post, kicks it back out to Odunsi, who's driving against Chapman. And it's a reaching foul by Chapman, it looks like, on the drive.
And another timeout at 11:07, 58-34 still. Moritz Wagner is going up against Ibarra right now, and that'll be a matchup we have to watch for the next couple minutes before he gets a rest. But you could tell just from that one possession of a couple seconds long there that they were going to go to Ibarra. That's not a surprise at all. But the Wolverines were ready for it. Not much done there as the quick little reach-in foul was called. But really not much of a factor, right? Only 3 fouls on the Wolverines this half to the Huskies. I'm sorry, 4 fouls to the Wolverines this half to the Huskies 6. So really the Huskies can't put that in the game plan, banking on drawing the the Wolverines into foul trouble. It's more of the Wolverines going at the Huskies and getting Ibarra and Patterson and Creighton in foul trouble as well.
Yeah, you mentioned that matchup between Ibarra and Moritz Wagner. Looks like the Huskies have decided that they're going to do their offense through Ibarra, their big man in the low post. So far, Ricky Doyle's been doing a pretty good job of holding his own against Ibarra. Do you think Moritz Wagner will do just the same? Do you think he has the same skill set that Ricky Doyle has to fight this big matchup down low?
Yeah, so Ibarra's a relatively big and wide guy, which is the exact opposite of what Moritz Wagner is and more akin to Ricky Doyle. So if he can get a one-on-one matchup of Ibarra versus Wagner down low, I wouldn't be surprised for Ibarra to be able to at least put up a shot every time. Now, he hasn't hit a ton down low except when he's wide open. So I think that Wagner can take care of it as long as he gets a hand in his face, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ibarra is able to at least put up a shot.
And the Huskies players have entered the court after the timeout. Looks like it's the same 5 that were playing before the timeout, and their coach is giving them some words. Number 23, Alex Fountain has entered the game. We haven't really seen much of him. He played a little bit in the first half.
Yeah, he's the one who hit one of those other threes when Cantwell was firing away as well from 3. So he is a shooter for the Huskies, as well as Cantwell's back on the court. So they have 2 of their best shooters from 3 on the court right now. They're down by a lot. Maybe they're realizing, hey, as well as having Ibarra down here, let's have some shooters that if he gets the ball down low, we can feed to them on the wings, get some opportunities.
And the same 5 for Michigan comes out too. The Huskies have an inbound situation on their base, the Michigan baseline. Cantwell inbounds the ball, gives it to Ibarra right down in the low post, dishes it to Chikwundukwe, and he's fouled on the layup attempt. So we'll see 2 free throws from Reveal Chikwundukwe.
That is a silly reach-in by Cameron Chapman. That's his 3rd already, and he really hasn't been out on the court for that long today. I mean, can't be more than 10 minutes and 3 fouls. A silly reach-in foul. I wouldn't be surprised to see Beeline take him out soon. Not because necessarily that he's worried about him being in foul trouble, but that's just a silly mistake. The Huskies not able to convert on the first free throw.
Chikwundukwe lining up to shoot the 2nd free throw. Looks like Chapman's staying in the game, so Beeline is willing to leave him in. Makes the 2nd free throw. Now Abdul Rahman's got it, bringing up the court. He will be defended by Cantwell. Swings it to Cameron Chapman. Wagner. Pump fake. Drives. No good on the layup attempt. Rebounded by Chikwundukwe. Swings it to Fountain, who gives it to Asa Cantwell. Back to Fountain in the corner. Gives it to Ibarra. And looks like it was defended by Wagner pretty well, but it rolls in. So that's 2 points for Josh Ibarra.
Yeah, they got the dish down to him really quickly, and he was able to put one jab step and a right-hand hook, and it just rolled around the rim like the old toilet bowl roll and was able to drop. Wagner put 2 hands up straight up, played him pretty well.
Wow, and a backdoor cut by Duncan Robinson. Great feed by Chapman, and Robinson with his first 2-point basket of the game.
That's exciting to see. A nice cut by Robinson and an easy layup for him. Great move by the whole Wolverines offense, and Chapman recovering from his early mistake and making a great dish.
Cantwell drives in the pick and roll with Ibarra. Gives it to Ibarra, who's driving, and Ibarra misses the layup attempt. It was pretty well contested by Michigan.
Yeah, he had some room in the rim there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him next time from his coach telling him to go up with 2 hands as opposed to 1 and really just drop it in or dunk it home, because he went up with 1 and threw it off that awkward place between the rim and the backboard and rolled out.
Michigan now in their offense. Looks like the Houston Baptist Huskies are going with man-to-man. And Chapman called with the travel. That's another error by Cameron Chapman, and Beeline is giving him some words from the sideline.
Yeah, a little disappointing turnover again for Beeline's team, though. They've only had 6 on the day, so that is not awful, though. We were mentioning Chapman's had a couple mistakes himself so far. 3 fouls and now another turnover.
And Odunsi drives, floater, and that rims in. So that's 2 points for Odunsi. The score now is 60-39. Michigan still leads.
Odunsi up to 10 points on the game. A decent day so far for him, but definitely expected a lot more.
Rockman drives baseline, kicks it to Robinson, who passes it to Levert, gives it back to Rockman. 3 from the corner, no good. Rebounded by Chikwundukwe. Huskies on the fast break. Odunsi has it, gives it to Cantwell in the corner. Open 3, and that one goes. I don't think he's missed one all day, has he?
No, 3 for 3 Cantwell. If he's going to be that open, he's going to hit it. He's a good shooter out of the corner. able to find him there and put it home. Looks like the Wolverines will take a timeout after they get it over midcourt. DJ Wilson and Ricky Doyle, 2 bigs, were looking to check in right there.
That was a big 3 by Cantwell. He's hasn't really done much, but every time he shoots the ball, he's made an impact. He's 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. Do you think the Huskies will continue going through him? I know they were trying to go through the post a lot, but do you think they change their strategy here, try to get Cantwell some more looks?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you keep him in, though. Beeline showed his cards and was showing that both DJ Wilson and Ricky Doyle were coming in, so a big lineup. Now, I wonder if that'll affect what Coach Rell does with his team. It looks like Cantwell is coming out back on the court, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go through there. Though, yep, Ricky Doyle and DJ Wilson in. Dawkins and Big Mo Wagner came out.
Yeah, it looks like Beeline is going with a 2-big lineup with, looks like now DJ Wilson's playing the 4 position. Usually he plays 5, so that's an interesting lineup. We haven't really seen much of that. And Levert weaves around. Oh, reverse layup, doesn't go. Huskies on the break. Cantwell's got it. Swings it cross court to Fountain, who passes up a 3. Gives it to the Huskies' leading scorer, Odunsi. Drives against Robinson. Tough layup, doesn't go. And the Wolverines are on the break. Karis Levert wide open. And one! What a dumb foul by Cantwell on the other end. Looks like Levert had an open path, and he just fouled him for no reason.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to stop Karis Levert when he's going that fast in space. A great dish off the missed opportunity on the layup there by Odunsi. And then quick out to Levert. Levert from midcourt had a run from the right side and laid it in relatively easily and still drew a foul.
Levert shooting his 1 free throw. Goes in. It's a 3-point play the old-fashioned way for Karis Levert. And some substitutions. Aubrey Dawkins has now checked back in the game for Duncan Robinson, who's played exceptional minutes for the Wolverines off the bench. Now Alex Fountain has it, guarded by DJ Wilson out on the perimeter. Gives it to Asa Cantwell at the top of the 3-point line. Guarded tightly by Abdul Rahman. Swings it to Ibarra down low. Quick pass to Chikwanjuke. Contested layup over Levert, and that one falls in.
A nice move by him to get into the middle of the lane and put up a nice shot just over the defender. Though that's not a high percentage look, so don't look for him to go back to it too often, but it works here.
Now Michigan's patiently swinging the ball around. Abdul Rahman now has it. Looks for a screen from Doyle. Passes it up. Goes the other way. Drives right. Spin move. Reverse layup. And that was good. What a nifty move by Muhammad Ali Abdul Rahman.
Yeah, great move by him getting into the lane, taking Ricky Doyle's screen, moving into the middle of the paint, and a great spin move down low.
Pick and roll. Opportunity by Odunsi. Passes it to Ibarra, and he's fouled on the layup attempt. And that will bring us to the under 8-minute timeout.
Yeah, 65-44 to the Wolverines with 7:40 left in the second half. 21-point lead for the Wolverines is second largest of the day, when a couple minutes ago they were up by 24. They look good right now, in control of the game. Rockman with a pretty move after the screen up outside the perimeter there to get down low. And Ibarra just hasn't been hitting the shots that he's needed to down low for the Huskies. They've been going through there, as we've mentioned, but he only has 6 points. He's 3 for 8 today. It's not going to get it done, especially when all of his shots are only little puppies down low.
Yeah, it looks like Rockman, we didn't really see a lot of Rockman. We don't really think of him as a scorer, but he created that shot on his own. Do you think this will give him confidence, putting him when he returns to the backup role when Derek Walton returns to the starting lineup?
Yeah, that's a good point. He had 25 minutes against NC State once Walton came out, which is definitely more than he's had all year, and of course today he's played so much. As we mentioned, with Walton being out, it's not a surprise to see him in the game this much. Although he's made a beautiful move here, he hasn't been shooting lights out, because that's an easy lay-in once he makes the move, and then he's had buckets and transition, but he's only got 6 points tonight. So 3 for 8 from the field is not a great shooting day, but of course he's doing everything else right. He's playing defense, he's dishing the ball where it needs to be to the shooters who are hot, Karis Levert, Duncan Robinson, of course. So he's getting the job done for the Wolverines.
Both teams in the huddle now. What do you think Houston Baptist coach Ron Cottrell is telling his team? Do you think they have a chance to come back here down by 21 points with 7:40 left in the game?
No, to be honest, I do not think they do. Any different from when you asked me at the last break. And fair question, but it's 21 now. At the last break, it was 24. The only difference is a Cantwell 3, I suppose, and then even match back and forth because both teams have been having a little success just rising the score up, but no one's really taken a strong surge or had a run of any sorts. Now, Ibarra's going to the line after getting fouled there. He'll shoot these two, and he'll probably stay in the rest of the game as he hasn't picked up another foul when he had 3 at the last break. Of course, they're going to go down to him. DJ Wilson's staying in the game, but Ricky Doyle isn't, so that means Wilson will take him. If he can dominate that matchup, maybe they can get some more points, but I think they need more than him down low.
So if this game's out of reach for the Houston Baptist Huskies, what do you think Beeline wants his team to focus on? Because he's not going to just say, you know how he is as a coach. He always wants his players to improve regardless of the situation. So what do you think he's going to have them focus on these remaining minutes?
I think he's going to do a lot of tests, like you mentioned before this timeout that just passed. Michigan went with 2 bigs in the game, DJ Wilson and Ricky Doyle, just to test out, just to get a feel for what that might be like when they go on Tuesday to Dallas to play SMU.
Spike Albrecht is now in the game at the point guard position for Abdul Rahman, and he just hands it off to Levert, who's penetrating, kicks it to Albrecht, pump fake, no shot, gives it to DJ Wilson, who's making a move on a bar, spin, fadeaway, no good, and rebounded by Odunsi. And the Huskies are now taking the ball the other way quickly. Odunsi slows it up, gives it to Fountain in the corner. Fountain now gives it to, swings it up top. And Chekwun Jeku scanning, gives it to Ibarra at the high post. Back to Chekwun Jeku. And he's defended out by DJ Wilson. Swing it back to Odunsi. Shot clock's running out. Drives against, and it's rejected by either Aubrey Dawkins or Levert. There was a lot of Wolverines in the area on that drive.
Yeah, he came in hard. Aubrey Dawkins, it looked like, came flying out of nowhere and blocked that one. Oh, the replay is just wonderful. Karis Levert was there as well, but you're right, it was Dawkins who got a hand to it and smacked it. 6 seconds on the shot clock now for the Huskies as they inbound it down low.
Ibarra's the man inbounding it, looking around. Odunsi catches the ball but dribbles it off his foot. A crucial error for the Huskies, and now it's Michigan ball.
Yeah, I guess they got caught up in the fact that there were only a few seconds. We're looking for the pass that was down low so they could get a shot right away. I guess looking to move before he really caught the ball completely. Lost it.
Now Albrecht has it at the top. He's pressured by Stickler. Now Levert has the ball, penetrates, takes a mid-range jumper, but it's fouled by Alex Fountain of the Huskies.
I'm just a little perplexed as to why the Huskies guard Karis Levert so tight. I mean, he's so quick and long that he steps around anyone who guards him too tightly. And if you guard him that tightly, you're bound to foul him, right? It just happens right here and every time he drives. And he's 7 for 7 tonight from the line, 8 for 8 now as he hits the first, a 90% shooter. People overlook the fact that teams make a lot of points off these free throws, and that's what the Wolverines are doing tonight.
Yep, now Levert is lining up to take the second free throw, and that one falls as expected. Huskies now bringing it up the court slowly. Odunsi's got it. Swings it to Coulter Lasher, who has just checked back into the game. Gives it to Stickler off a curl. Nice move by him against Albrecht. Gets an open shot, but that does not fall. Rebounded by Levert, pushing the tempo. Levert, wide open lane to the basket. He just takes it up himself.
He just walked casually like a walk in the park or through the diag here in Ann Arbor, but easy right-hand finish on the left side because no one was there even contesting him.
Yeah, it looks like the Huskies have been complacent on defense that last possession. See if they can get it going on the offensive end. Odunsi drives against Levert. Good help D by DJ Wilson on the drive. Rebounded by Chukwu Jeku, but he is fouled on the putback attempt by, I think, Aubrey Dawkins.
Yeah, Houston Baptist was able to grab a couple offensive boards there. Now, the Wolverines have out-rebounded them 28-24 this game so far, but it's relatively even on the offensive glass. Able to get a couple boards there, put something up, and Dawkins commits the foul over Chukwu Jeku's back.
Chukwu Jeku makes the first free throw. Back in the game now for the Wolverines is number 34, Mark Donnell, subbing in for DJ Wilson.
That's his first time out here this half and only played like 2 minutes in the first half. Try to get him a couple minutes here down the stretch.
Yeah, Mark Janelle was someone who started for the Wolverines in their first game. Is there any reason you see why he's been getting such diminished playing time this game?
I think part of it is because Moritz Wagner has stepped up as a key part of the Michigan offense, scoring a lot of points, especially in those Battle for Atlantis games. And I think otherwise Doyle's just a bigger man that they like to have down low.
The Wolverines now have it. Donald, who you just mentioned, catches it. High post, takes a mid-range jumper. No good. Rebounded by Dawkins, but it's pushed out of his hands. And now the Houston Baptist Huskies have it now. Chukwujeku drives around Levert, and it's rejected. And Levert gets the rebound, and he's pushing the tempo, and the Wolverines have numbers. Kicks it to Irvin. It looks like there's a foul before the pass. Foul on the dribble, it looks like.
Great play by Levert down low as Duncy was driving, and he slapped it out of his hand before he could really get high with it, and then grabs the ball as it's bouncing around, gets out in transition, and then is fouled before he dished it down low. So once again, Levert's going to go to the line and most likely hit both.
Both teams in the bonus now. He misses it. It was a one-on-one free throw opportunity.
I jinxed him.
The Houston Baptist Huskies now have the ball. Odunsi's got it now. Swings it to Lasher, who dribbles across, gives it to Chukwujeku, guarded by Zach Irvin. Takes a screen from Ibarra. Donald on the hedge. Now Odunsi's got it back in his hands, guarded by Spike Albrecht. Looks to enter in the post. Nothing there. Gives it back to Lasher, who's guarded well by Dawkins. Shot clock falling down. Gets separation. Gets a good shot, but that doesn't fall. And Karis Levert has the rebound, and he's going to take it up himself. Swings, finds a wide open Zach Irvin in the corner. That one rims out. That one looked like it was going in, but the ball bounced out. And now the Huskies on a fast break. Quick mid-range jumper by Stickler doesn't go. Levert gets the rebound, and he's looking down to push it. Slows down the tempo. Takes it himself against Odunsi, but nothing there, so he gives it back to Zach Irvin, who now passes it to Aubrey Dawkins. Back to Donald in the corner. Looks for a cutting Spike Albrecht. Nothing there. Hands it off to Karis Levert. Levert takes a screen from Donald. Winds his way towards the basket. The pass was blocked. Mark Donald got the loose ball, but then he was blocked, and now the Houston Baptist Huskies drive down, fast break. Colton Lasher misses a wide open layup, and it bounces off the Huskies.
Some weird basketball there for a couple of minutes. I mean, everything was going on. Transition, slow down offense, post play. What happened down there was Mark Donnell was able to secure an offensive board, did a good job to get that, but as soon as he went up very weakly and pretty obvious what he was doing, and Ibarra had none of that, slapped it away, but then the Huskies lost it once going in transition, and the Wolverines have it now. Karis Levert just subbed out.
Yeah, I think this will probably be Karis Levert's last minutes in the game, as the Wolverines are now up 69-48 with only 3:51 left to go. Spike Albrecht now handling the ball. He just subbed back in the game. The Wolverines are going with their two-point guard lineup again, as we've seen before. Mark Donald has it in the post, tries to make a move against Ibarra, and looks like he's fouled by either Ibarra or Odunsi, who came to provide some help.
Yeah, a little disappointing. I want to mention a moment ago, Zach Irvin had a wide open look from three. He hasn't been shooting that well, and that's a little disappointing given that he's been back for a couple games and continued to not shoot well. We mentioned he went 1 for 6 against NC State last game from three. He is 1 for 2 today, so he has hit one, but he's 3 for 8 from the field. Normally that's his bread and butter, that mid-range, high-post shot, and he hasn't hit that much today.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, there's only 3 minutes, 42 seconds. You think Beeline will put in some interesting substitutions here? As you said, you think he would probably do some tests. What kind of, have you seen any more of these tests so far?
Yeah, I think Donnell being in the game this much is kind of a test and an opportunity for him to get some minutes. We saw him, I guess, when the game was more, less in control for the Wolverines, where Donnell didn't touch the floor in the first half when the game was kind of tighter, and now that it's blown out, it's a 21-point lead for the Wolverines, he's in the game. So that shows a little that Beeline doesn't have him high up there on the depth chart as far as big men go, and we know that. So this, I would assume, is one of those tests. Levert's come out, so that opens an opportunity for other players to score, and I'm sure slowly he'll take Dawkins out and Abdur Rahman as well. Spike will find the floor here. He hasn't played that much. Rahman has taken most of the guard minutes.
Yeah, That's interesting. We talked about with Derek Walton out, there were 2 point guards that could potentially replace him now, and looks like Abdul Rahman has played significantly more minutes. Do you think the reason is because he's been playing better, or do you think Spike Albrecht is still recovering from back surgery he had in the offseason?
I think it's a combination of both. I think when Spike's been in there, he's done his job. He hasn't scored today. He's only taken 1 shot, but he has 3 assists to big open threes. He's done a good job of finding those men when he needs to, and that's something we were used to him doing all throughout his career so far with Michigan, is finding guys. Back, we talked about it earlier, Stauskas, when he was the man, Albrecht and Stauskas had a great connection where Albrecht would always find him in the corner, and that's what Albrecht has done so far with Robinson, found Robinson open on the wing sometimes. So I think there's a different style from Spike Albrecht to Abdur Rahman, and I just think for this game, it was an opportunity where Rahman could find more minutes than Spike. I think part of it as well is that Karis LeVert brings the ball up the court often too. So it's not necessarily that he's a point guard, it's just that he likes to go fast and hit it hard, so if the ball is in his hand, he's not going to give it up to the guard, he's going to go attack.
And correction, the foul was on Odunsi, on Mark Donnell, and Mark Donnell is now shooting free throws. He misses the first one. This doesn't appear like he's doing a good job on his audition to get more playing time.
Yeah, Beeline's head was down at the ground right after he missed that.
He makes the second one, though, so now the Wolverines have reached 70 points on the afternoon.
That's Donnell's first stat of the game, 1 point, no boards, no assists.
And the Wolverines are coming out with a 1-3-1 zone. Perhaps this is another test that Beeline's testing out.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they're trying to get something ready for the game against SMU.
And looks like the Huskies break it down pretty easily. Odunsi drives for a tough layup, but it goes in.
Yeah, Ibarra had some room down low because Donnell plays that middle role, not the man down by himself in the post, and Ibarra was able to find Odunsi in the lane and get the bucket.
Duncan Robinson for the Wolverines now has it. Swings it cross court to Rockman, who now looks to enter the post. Takes a screen from Donald, backs it out, dribbling around, gives it to Duncan Robinson. Shot clock down to 5. Robinson drives, tough fadeaway, rims out, and rebounded by the Huskies, who are now pushing the ball up the court. Odunsi now has it against Rockman, gives it to Lasher, who's guarded by Robinson. Back to Ibarra at the top. Now Odunsi's got it back in his hands on the wing. Enters it to Ibarra, who makes a move against Donald, and that one falls.
Ibarra's picking up the pace now that Donnell's on him. That can't look good for Donnell. Couple points here, an assist on the previous play, and DJ Wilson is in at the scorer's table.
And looks like Beeline just called a timeout, it appears. DJ Wilson is subbing into the game, but he subs out Zach Irvin. Interesting, Michigan going with a 2 big man lineup again, but this time with DJ Wilson and Mark Donnell both in the game.
Yeah, I guess just giving Irvin a rest, and that'll be his night for him. Not wonderful, but hit a couple shots.
Now Aubrey Dawkins dribbling against Strickler, takes a mid-range jumper, and that one falls. That was a smooth stroke by Aubrey Dawkins.
Yeah, he's having a good day. Now 3 for 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3.
And right back at the Wolverines, Odunsi drives on the other end, a Euro step and an and one. Converts the tough contested layup.
Yeah, the Huskies taking opportunity of some of the non-starters that are in the game for the Wolverines. Cut the lead to 18. It's 72-54 with 2:05 left in the game.
And that foul was on number 12, Muhammad Ali Abdul Rahman. And Odunsi makes the free throw. Finally, an and one opportunity converted by the Huskies. And they retreat back to defense. Abdul Rahman brings it up the court, pressured by Strickler. Gives it to Donnell at the high post. Back to DJ Wilson on the perimeter. Risky pass almost gets picked off to Dawkins. Dawkins shoots a 3, and that one is good.
Dawkins picking it up as of late here. Into double digits now with that 3.
Both Dawkins and Duncan Robinson have shot the ball exceptionally well today. Lasher, errant pass picked off by Abdul Rahman, pushing it up tempo, finds DJ Wilson. The Huskies recover, kicks it out. Donnell, pump fake, and he's fouled by Lasher. And looks like Donnell will head to the line as The Houston Baptist now has 10 fouls. The Wolverines are on the double bonus. It'll be 2 free throws for Mark Dunnell.
There are many stories to this game, but one prominent one is the turnovers by the Huskies. An errant pass there adds up to the 15th turnover by the Huskies today, and the Wolverines able to go out and attack on the other end.
And Dunnell misses his free throw again. Beeline is not happy about that. And he sends Morris Wagner to the scorer's table to check in. Dunnell makes the first free throw, and Morris Wagner comes in for him like we expected and gets a pat on the butt from Beeline. Huskies now bringing it up. Score is 76-55, Michigan with the lead. 1 minute and 19 seconds left on the game clock. Chukwunjeku has it now on the wing, guarded by Duncan Robinson. Screen from Ibarra, tries to fit in a tight pocket, but intercepted by Dawkins, and he's fouled on the way to the basket by Chukwunjeku.
Yeah, the Wolverines are getting their way on defense, and I think in most situations there's a specific lineup they want defensively, with some players in there as opposed to others, Duncan Robinson being one of those liabilities defensively. But today they've had their way with anything. I mean, as long as they put their hands out, they're gonna tip a pass somewhere.
And a lot of fans now are leaving Crisler Arena. It looks like they think this game is pretty much over. And with 1 minute left, Michigan up 21. I think they can probably say that they're right, that this game looks like it's going to be a victory for the Michigan Wolverines. And Spike Albrecht has just subbed into the game for Duncan Robinson, who has had a great night. He's been playing really well these past few games.
Yeah, 19 points tonight, 5 for 9 from 3 after starting 0 for 4.
Now the Houston Baptist Huskies are coming down. Air ball layup by Odunsi, it looks like. And a fancy pass by Albrecht and a huge slam dunk by DJ Wilson.
The ball was tipped around in the Huskies area, and then eventually Dawkins tipped it out to Spike, who over the back tipped to Wilson running in transition and dunked it home with one hand. Beautiful. Got the few fans who are left to watch on their feet.
Gotta love that fancy finesse basketball by the Wolverines. And a three at the other end by Stickler. Quickly ends the joy of Michigan fans celebrating that fast break.
Though I think they'll be okay with it. 24 seconds left in the game. They're up 79-57. A pretty good performance from the Wolverines, shooting lights out from 3.
The shot clock now reads the exact same time as the game clock, so it looks like the Wolverines will hold this possession to the very end. DJ Wilson slowly dribbling against Colton Lasher, who tries to steal it, passes to Dawkins, who shoots a 3, and that's good. Wow.
With 3 seconds left, Dawkins was wide open. He could not shoot it. I mean, he was that open, and he hits it.
But when you're that hot, I don't think it's easy for him to not shoot that.
Yeah, exactly. The Wolverines end up winning 82-57 as time runs out after that 3. A very good win for the Wolverines, an expected victory. Good to see it of this size as they end up winning by 25 in the end.
Just a great overall performance by the Wolverines. This win brings them to a 4-game win streak as they hopefully can carry this momentum to their next test against SMU. And that will be a road test against a very good SMU team, and we'll look forward to seeing that. For WCBN Sports, this is Will Yang and Matthew Cox. Wish you a good afternoon, and go blue.